There's a reason why doctors have not been able to find something concrete wrong with you. It's because you're not dealing with a physical illness per se. I mean, it is physical, it is real. The symptoms that you're feeling are horrid. They're so debilitating, they're completely affecting the way you function. Yes, 100%, yes, you're not crazy. You feel like you're dying every day. Yes. However, the reason why doctors cannot find anything wrong with you on their physical tests, all the battery of tests that you've taken so far, is because this is a spiritual, emotional, mental, heart, mind, brain issue that you're dealing with. Welcome to the club. So I wanted to talk about the concept of spiritual ascension. It's been coming up a lot for me personally. It's not anything new or groundbreaking. People have been talking about this since the dawn of time, since antiquity, right? Spiritual ascension. You are moving up, you are developing, you are growing consciousness. You are relieving yourself of burdens, emotional burdens, mental, physical, I would say also. You are in a purification process. You are being hollowed out of your false self, the self that has learned to put on a mask for other people. What does this look like? Perfectionism, people pleasing, all these coping strategies that have worked, that have kept you moving in survival mode, that has gotten you to survive dysfunctional family dynamics, abusive family dynamics, that has made people pay attention to you, that has made you feel like people loved you and that you were worthy of consideration, love, care, all the stuff. All of that is being stripped away during this dark night of the soul, chronic illness, recovery journey. You are being refined. All of those things are being literally like purged out of your physical body, purged out of your cells, purged out of your heart, your mind, limiting core beliefs, all the things that have been holding you back from really living a full, expansive life. God is saying, we need to empty you out. You are so full of crap. But the crap was there because it was keeping you safe and it worked. It was protecting you depending on the environment that you grew up in, but it can't carry you for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, my dear, right? I feel like that's what God is saying. He's like, I need you to empty out. We need you to get back down to the basics. Why am I saying we? That's so funny. God is saying, I need you to get down to the bare, wonderful masterpiece that I created you to be when I created you, right? And no coping mechanisms, no false masks anymore. I need you to be your truest, authentic self, the exact way that I designed you specifically to be, because I have a certain purpose for you. I have a certain job for you. I have certain people that I have ordained and lined up for you to, I don't know, to love on them, to care for them, to help them see His glory in your life so that they can also learn to receive that for them as well. This is a big deal. And that's why the doctors can't find anything wrong with you. Like, how the heck is a medical test going to detect that? You know? No, there's no way. Okay, like for me, if you want the full rundown of my whole story as of late, you can go to my website, leannevalle.com. I have my whole story there. I have my laundry list of symptoms that I have been dealing with for the last whatever many years. It doesn't really matter at this point. But I remember things were so weird when I was dealing with these like really mysterious, chronic, debilitating symptoms. And I was tested, like every single test under the sun that you can imagine, for like 6 months straight, because I was getting so ill But every test that I went in was like coming out fine. It was crazy. I had 5 MRIs, 2 for my head, 1 with contrast, 1 without, 1 for my neck, lumbar, thoracic. I don't even remember at this point. And I remember I'm laying in the MRI machine and I am like flaring. I'm seeing lights, I'm seeing flashes, I'm seeing things, I'm feeling tingling, radiating pressure, pulsating up and down my body, like the weirdest sensations. And I just have to sit there, I have to lay there for like, what, an hour, right? 5 times I did that. And then there's CT scans and EKG, all the tests. And I remember laying there and the symptoms were so intense and they were all neurological and they were so weird. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to see my test results. They're gonna find all kinds of craziness because I am literally experiencing craziness right now as I lay here. And it's so unbearable. And then come to find out the results are like, you're perfect. You are perfect. There's like little white matter things, but like, and I, don't even get me started on that. They're like, there's little white matter things, but that's normal. It shows up on everyone. It's pretty common. So, but we don't need to talk about how I obsessed over that, right? As I go through the journey. But it just didn't make sense. What I was feeling somatically, what I was feeling physically, and then what was coming up on the test results, it's crazy. Like I had another experience where my sister had to literally wheel me in to the neurologist's office. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't stand or walk, barely. My resting heart rate was 120 BPM, maybe even higher than that because I'm like freaking out. And I remember like they did like a little tilt table test to test for POTS, to test for whatever, right? MS, blah, 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 all the stuff, the scary stuff. And I'm like, I'm sitting there in the wheelchair and I'm so debilitated. And then a neurologist like is looking at my test results and she goes, the only thing I can find is that your iron levels are slightly low. They're on the lower end of the range. So, you might want to take some iron supplements, maybe 3 times a week. You're not that low, but it is kind of low, but that's all I can find. And I'm here like decrepit in my wheelchair, So you as a smart, intuitive, intellectual, intelligent adult, we have to look at these things and be like, wait, something does not make sense. Why do I feel so sick, but nothing is coming up? And it's because you're not dealing with a quote unquote health issue. You're dealing with repressed emotions. You're dealing with spiritual beliefs that may not be aligned and that may not be correct. For example, you're a Christ follower, right? If you believe that God made you in his image, that means you're kind of divine. That means that you're kind of amazing because God's amazing. God created all of this. Yes. Like if God is calling you his masterpiece, but you think you're the scum of the earth, there's a disconnect there between your heart and your mind, I would say, right? Like if God calls you so loved, but you feel so unloved, let's be honest, and you feel like you have to earn your worth, even though God's over here saying, just receive from me. I already love you. You don't have to do anything. Just receive. There's a little disconnect there, And so that's why I just wanted to mention there's spiritual ascension. That is what's happening to you. So if you found this video, I think this is an encouragement for you to stop looking at this illness that you're experiencing, because yes, it's so real, it's so visceral, to stop looking at this illness as if there's something so wrong with your body, that there's this foreign thing, this, this menacing, nefarious thing that is trying to take you down. Because that's not what's happening. What's happening is all of your false selves, all of the things that are lies that you believe about yourself are being purged out. And so there's a care to this. There's a compassion to this journey. And it can be long. Mine has certainly been long. But also, I have been living as a false self for who knows how long. 2 decades, 3 decades, you know? So it really helps to surrender to the process, to trust the process. I'm sorry if you can hear her screen is going off. To trust the process of what's happening. And if you need more literature, thank God we live in a time where there is way more information about this. Look up The Mindful Gardener, look up Mind Change, especially if you're a Christian. They have a Christian track that's called the Metanoia Method. Look that up. I mean, there's a ton of stuff. TMS, Dr. Sarno, tension binaural syndrome. Like, go look these things up. Go find recovery stories of people that have reached the quote unquote finish line, even though this is a lifelong process of purification and refinement, you know, and getting to our true selves. But there are people that do not have chronic symptoms anymore, and they healed it by, 1, believing they could heal, and 2, learning how to feel safe in their bodies because they accept the symptoms, they accept the sensations, they're not afraid of them because they understand at the deeper level what's really happening. That this is a heart-mind rewiring, this is spiritual ascension, it is a dark night of the soul, it is one of the hardest things someone will ever go through in life, but it all kind of needs to happen. Like the cleansing and the lightening of the load and the lightening of the burdens kind of needs to happen because you have been created for a huge assignment to help heal the collective, to help show others how much they're loved, how much they're worthy, how much they matter in this world. And that's kind of the beauty of life. You know, like we're really going the real macro level, like really taking a step back. Like this is what's happening. Yes, it feels so horrible and your ego is getting pounded and tenderized every single day as you go through this journey. Believe me, I know, but there is a purpose and it may not be clear yet because it is like the worst experience. But I believe that every human has this inherent knowing that whatever you're going through, there is a reason for it that we don't understand, obviously. But I do believe that we as humans carry this inherent spirit of courage, of boldness, of seeking out the truth and living in it and stepping into it. So that's my encouragement for you today. If this is the first time you've stumbled upon my account or my videos, my name is Leanne. I'm documenting my own healing journey from chronic illness, knowing that this is a nervous system, brain, mind, heart, spirit situation. And it's an invitation to rebuild your life as the true, authentic you. So if that's any interest of you, or if you find any value, please like, share, and subscribe. Introduce yourself in the comments. I'd love to get to know people, especially those of us that are going through the same journey, because you guys know it's not easy. And we all have to kind of like find each other because it's really hard, especially if you're the only one in your life that's going through something like this and no one else can understand. But there are people around the world that totally understand you. So those people are worth finding. So, all right, you guys, take care.